Welcome back to the Irish Hunting Podcast. And this week on our Let's Talk Gear, we're going to have a little look at mounted bipods. We've discussed the Spartan bipod, a really nice piece of kit in some of our earlier reviews. We've also discussed this little machine over here, the Primos tripod. And this week we're going to talk about the Primos mounted bipod. They come in various different sizes. So this one here is the larger version. You can get a medium and a small. So right down to slightly above your standard bipod height, right up to the equivalent of our tripod system here. So what's really cool about these, it's one-handed design, as you'll probably see here on the left-hand side of the trigger stick. That allows your length up and down. And again, single-handed, you'll see that there's a davros head on the top, which will fit my application perfectly, and that's easy to lock up. So again, when you're out in the field, it's really quick to set up and really cool and easy to adjust. So again, if we're on uneven ground, you can go to the left or slightly to the right, really quickly. So you're adjusting the count on your gun really efficiently. Some features on the system itself: it's like a powder coated hardened steel on the exterior. It's not as harsh as normal steel or cold steel if you're not using gloves. So the inners are a little bit cooler, but when you're carrying, they've created this kind of like a powder coated finish on the outside, which is nice and not as harsh on the hands, I think. Rubberized feet. There's a little clip here again for carrying when you're in the field, stop them rattling and banging. So really lightweight. I mean really lightweight. So for those who don't like carrying excess weight in the field, these ones are pretty much for you. You'll probably have heard there one of the downsides, which I'm going to talk about. They can, and this is especially as well with the tripod. I've used this one now for 3 seasons. Again, Irish climate is pretty harsh because you have a lot of moisture, a lot of damp conditions, and I find a little bit of condensation builds up in between the inner workings here. So you have to keep them rubbed down. A little tip for them, which I've discovered probably too late for this set, but is to leave them extended when they're in your office or your hunting store, because when they're folded back up like that, condensation tends to gather inside, and metal v metal doesn't end well. So that's, I suppose, the one of the downsides. Second one, this little clip here on mine went missing. One of the feet came off. I still have 2 feet on mine, but yeah, one of them is missing. So that's a little bit of a downside. Other than that, a really cool benefit obviously is the single-handed application. Again, similar to that one, you're not foostering around trying to, it's all one-handed, and you can really quickly, and I'm going to show on the gun now. So that's how quickly the gun mounts, and again, I can adjust my height really quickly all the way down to kneeling in this application here. So a really nice 2 points of contact on the ground, really sturdy, and you can tow in and out really efficiently. So a nice piece of kit. I think slightly overpriced for what you're getting. I think around 180 bucks for this, depending on where you're buying. Could be a little bit cheaper, but yeah, that's the Primos trigger stick mounted bipod. Hope you enjoyed that one, folks.